If you're not aware of the Democratic National Convention, or let's say, for example, you're not as politically active, for example, someone like me, essentially towards the last few months of the election year, in terms, for example, it's 2020, towards the end, right, of the primary season, there's something called a convention. There's a national convention for the Democrat Party, and there's a national convention for the Republican Party, and that is when the party elects their candidate for the general election. That case being for the presidency. Now, Donald Trump, apparently he's already won the nomination. The guy just literally destroyed everyone in the primary, and I don't know if you're aware, but there were some people challenging Donald Trump for the nomination, even though he's an incumbent. But Donald Trump, he blew them out of the water, like no joke. Literally, look at how many delegates Trump won compared to the other ones. It's hysterical to say the least. But when it comes to the Democrat National Convention, there's been a lot of controversy around it. What has been going on in the last month, in the last 2 months, to say, right? Going on 2 months. What's been going on? Riots, defunding the police, abolishing the police, villainizing police officers, right? And who do you think has been saying that police officers are pigs, that police officers need to be killed, that police officers are evil individuals? Not the Republicans, the Democrats. And now apparently 100 police agencies are pulling out of agreements to guard the Democrat National Convention. And I must ask, is anyone surprised by this? Like I said, when it came to Minneapolis, like I said, as much as I support the police officers, I asked in that video, why are they still working for that city? The city already made it clear they're going to take away their jobs. Why are those police officers still working for that city if the city already voted to take away their jobs? Why don't they just quit? Not out of because I do not like what they're doing, but because their job's are already gone. They're not going to have a job within like a few months. So why are they still working there? They might as well just quit, right? Officers in Atlanta, the blue flu, I don't know if you were aware, a lot of police officers were calling out sick and they didn't want to show up to work because one of their officers who killed Rayshard Brooks in self-defense, mind you, because Rayshard Brooks, not only was he resisting arrest, he was literally driving under the influence, endangering other individuals. Again, because he was driving while under the influence, he resisted arrest, used a lethal weapon against an officer, and that officer was charged with felony murder. Yeah, you heard me right, felony murder. So officers, they just didn't show up. It was like, well, if I'm gonna follow the law and enforce the law to the letter, and I'm still gonna get charged for a crime, then I might as well not just do it. They're not going to, right? So I'm not surprised that these police agencies are not agreeing to provide security for the DNC, for the Democratic National Convention, because you hate us. Why do you need us, right? But again, it's always ironic that when the Democrats say F the police, when something goes bad, who do they turn for? We call the police. Let's go with Seattle. Seattle, you know those two people that were run over by a guy in a white car? Those people were protesting the police and saying, "Oh, we don't need police. We don't need police. We F the police." What happens when the two buddies get run over by a car? What is the first thing they did? Call the police. Yep. They don't like the police until they need them. Then they love the police. But now the Democratic National Convention is having some security problems. Well, let's see what's going on, and let's see how the DNC, hopefully, they mentioned how the Democratic National Convention is going to deal with this issue. More than 100 law enforcement agencies have reportedly pulled out of security agreements to send personnel to help with security at the Democratic National Convention next month, in part because they're concerned about recent efforts to limit law enforcement's use of tear gas and pepper spray and responding to violent riots. Milwaukee Police Chief Alfonso Morales was ordered last month to change the department's policies to ban the use of tear gas and pepper spray. Since the Milwaukee order was issued, more than 100 law enforcement agencies in Wisconsin and across the country decided against coming to Milwaukee, Morales told WTNJ TV on Tuesday. The Associated Press reported they were concerned with directives placed on the police department, including not allowing tear gas or pepper spray, he said. In Wisconsin, Franklin Police Chief Rick Olivia said it is apparent that there is a lack of commitment to provide the Milwaukee Police Department with the resources it needs to ensure the safety of peaceful protesters, attendees, citizens, and police personnel. I cannot send personnel if they are not properly equipped or will not be allowed to engage in inappropriate actions which would ensure their safety. Um, I think it's called Waukesha. I think it's Waukesha Police Chief Daniel Thompson responded by indicating that his department will not be sending officers to the event, saying, "I understand that the use of chemical irritants and pepper spray is serious, and those are to be used only when legally justified. But when you take that out of the continuum, I think you pronounce it continuum, that doesn't leave the officers much other than getting harmed or using deadly force, and that's not good for any officer or the public. The news comes as violent left-wing riots have rocked multiple cities across the U.S. in the weeks since the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis. Unfortunately, some have chosen to respond to George Floyd's death in a far less productive way by demonizing the police, promoting slogans like ACAB or ACAB, all cops are bastards, and I really don't care what YouTube thinks. I mean, I'm not monetized anyway, so I don't care. Yeah, they call that. And making grossly irresponsible proposals to defund the police, Attorney General William Barr said in prepared remarks to the Democrat-controlled House Judiciary Committee on Tuesday. The demonization of police is not only unfair and inconsistent with the principle that all people should be treated as individuals, but gravely injurious to our inner-city communities. There is no harder job in America today than being a police officer. Democrat Representative Ilhan Omar just said that police were a cancer during a rant last month, adding, "We are saying we don't want your damn reforms." The Minneapolis Police Department is rotten to the root, and so when we dismantle it, we get rid of that cancer, and we allow for something beautiful to rise, and that is reimagining allows us to figure out what public safety looks like for us, Omar said. Now, let me tell you what's going on in New York. New York decided to get rid of some of their cops. They decided to reassign an anti-crime unit, and crime has skyrocketed. Yep, I'm not surprised. But for these police officers, I applaud them. I really do. Because they're saying to the people who want to take away their jobs, who are vilifying them, they're basically saying, you guys hate us. Why do you need our help? Right? It's kind of like South Park. It was the episode where the kids are playing ninjas, right? They're playing ninjas, but a lot of the residents are confusing them for a very infamous terrorist organization. So, at the same time, a little subplot in that episode involves people of South Park protesting the police by villainizing them, antagonizing them, demoralizing them, right? And then when the residents have to deal with a homeless problem, right, or they have to deal with, let's say, the infamous terrorist organization that the kids are mistaken for, you know what the police say? They said, well, we're too busy having a little hula school, because they actually start a hula school. They changed the police department to a hula school. And they said, well, we don't have a police department anymore because we now have a hula school. And besides, who said F the police? Was that Tupac or Ice Cube? Oh wait, no, that's you guys. He basically said you guys didn't want us, so we're not gonna help you, right? So to these police agencies, props to them. Why? Because the Democrats have been villainizing the police. They've been doing that. They've been saying defund the police, abolish the police, all cops are bastards. That's what they've been saying. And what are these cops are saying? Okay, fine. You don't want us, you don't like us, then fine, we're not gonna protect you. And the thing is it's very alarming. You wanna know why? I will go back to I will cite a video from Project Veritas. Now, whether or not you believe Project Veritas is actual journalism, that's up to you. I believe they're actually one of the few, journalism companies over there that are actually doing journalism and not like CNN and MSNBC. Now, Project Veritas did an expose on Bernie Sanders supporters, to be more specific. And one of these Bernie Sanders supporters said that if Bernie doesn't win the nomination, Milwaukee's going to burn. Right? He literally threatened the destruction of Milwaukee if Bernie doesn't get the nomination. And that to me is frightening. Well, not only are these people going to be at that convention, but now there's going to be no police, or there's going to be less police for that matter. But again, these people asked for it. I'm not surprised. And I applaud these police agencies for saying, we're not going to protect you. We're going to refuse to protect you because you do not like us anyway. Right? And again, that's the irony. Democrats hate cops until they need one. They're saying, please, cops, help me, help me, help me. And again, that's what happens. You got what you asked for, right? Or like how some people like to say, be careful what you wish for. You said you didn't want any cops. Okay. Don't be surprised when crime in your city skyrockets because now there's no cops, or there's less cops. That's what you wanted. But what do you guys think? Do you applaud these police agencies for standing their ground and having a backbone by saying, you guys hate us, we're not gonna help you. We're not gonna be part of this. Do you guys applaud those cops? Do you agree with me in saying that if the cities are going to abolish the police like Minneapolis, should the police just flat out quit? Do you think police should be risking their lives for people that just want them gone? Right? And what do you think is going to happen at the convention? Do you think it's going to turn out all peaceful and happy and sunshine and rainbows? Or do you think that Bernie Sanders supporter that was exposed is going to fulfill this promise and that Milwaukee's going to burn. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Share this video. Hit the like button, helps out a lot. Hit all notifications after you hit the subscribe button, that way you never miss an upload. And like I said before, you sharing the video helps out a lot. Recently, my channel has grown significantly. It's not a lot of subscribers, but in the last month, I had like around 55, but now I'm bordering 89, 90. That is all thanks to the people who are sharing this video. So if you're sharing these videos constantly, I appreciate the help. I thank you for that. And if you're a new subscriber, welcome to the channel. Hopefully you guys can stick around and see more of this content. That way you can share this video and watch this channel grow if you wish to see it grow. I'll see you guys next time.